Hello, good evening, and welcome to Ghana Connect. This week, Ghana finally, once again, took back its own destiny into her hand, breaking away from the shackles of the IMF. The president and his team declared never again.
The president has declared that this is the 16th one, and never again are we going to do that. I can assure you that never again would we go back.
So tonight, the reality check from the citizen's point of view. Do you share in the finance minister's confidence that this is truly the final time we ever turn to the IMF? Plus, as citizens, what are our own contributions to the process of staying truly independent? Also, tonight, we have heard from the government and the government in waiting. We'll get your verdict on which of these alternatives provides our best chance of staying permanently independent of the IMF. We connect Ghana and beyond to explore. We connect after a summary of the day's news.
I am Komla Adum, the summaries of the day's news. Former Chief of Staff during the Kufuor administration, Kojo Mpiani, has lauded the Akufo-Addo administration for reducing import duties to 50% and 30% for vehicles. According to him, the taxes were too high, leaving government with no option than to reduce them, making businesses thrive. He said Ghanaians should exercise patience and hope for the best. Mr. Mpiani spoke to my colleague Joshua Smith at the launch of Prempeh College's endowment fund here in Accra.
If the government had come up to reduce taxes, I believe they might have realized that the taxes were high, the taxes wasn't helping the economy, and maybe the best thing to do is to bring it down.
You heard there Kojo Mpiani. Now, a middle-aged widow is seeking justice for her 11-year-old daughter allegedly defiled in turns by two men at Antoa Honjo in the Ashanti region. The victim is currently on admission at Suntreso Government Hospital in Kumasi, where she underwent minor surgery as a result of the assault. Amid the pain, the girl and her relatives, police are said to be brokering a 1,000 Ghana cedi out-of-court settlement to deal with the matter. Investigators at the Police Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit at Mamponteng in the Kwabre district suggest a circuit court at Rabing has referred the case for alternative dispute resolution. Checks, however, reveal the contrary. JoyFM's Yvettes Mindset reports.
The girl tells Love News two men, 25-year-old Martin Asiedu and a Jakoko who is 45 years, forcibly had sex with her in turns.
On
my way to school, Martin sent me on an errand. When I returned, he asked me to send the item to his room. Then he followed me and forcibly had sex with me. He threatened to kill me if I tell anybody. He then walked me to Ejakoko's house, and he also had sex with me. Her mother says she observed traces of blood in the girl's urine, which came with vomiting, but she had no money to seek medical treatment. Though the girl later underwent medical examination at Asnomanso Government Hospital to confirm sexual assault, Aisha could not raise funds for proper care.
Rastos Asari Donko there. Now, if you have been observant, I'm sure you would have noticed that a lot of beautiful women are now stationed on major roads in the capital directing traffic. But this, according to the Motor Transport and Traffic Unit, is to bridge the gender inequality gap. Interesting thing is, the drivers we have been speaking to say they're excited about this move, and here's why.
We usually respect the command of the women as compared to the men. They're usually patient and polite with us, but the men are very harsh.
Yes, it also ensures that there's safety all the time. So women are usually cautious in doing things.
Yes, I mean, theirs, it seems better than the men. That's how I find it personally.
You heard some motorists speaking to us there, and that's it. The summaries of the day's news with me, Komla Adam. We connect right after this.
This here is for the creative ones, the cool cats, the mavericks, the ones whose parents still don't know what they do, the ones who rock large fros and vintage clothes, those who describe everything they like as deep and create the beauty that takes our breath away. You should never stop creating to do your banking. That's why Standard Chartered brings you SC Mobile, a digital banking app that allows you to pay for that camera, get a statement for your Visa, set up your debit card, and so much more whilst in the studio. Simply download the SC Mobile app from the App or Play Store. Load money into your account and you're good to go. Just dial 3311 across all networks for free and be unstoppable. Standard Chartered, here for good. Terms and conditions apply.
It's your day off and you end up looking after the baby while your wife goes off to work. You realize you have no idea how to change a diaper. So you video call your wife.
Hello, darling.
Hello?
Kojo, is everything all right?
Everything is not all right. I'm not seeing Topo. How do I change a baby's diaper, please?
Kojo. Okay, first, put the diaper.
The video call freezes. While you wait for the internet to catch up, the baby sprouts a fountain and wets the diaper. As you are getting a new one, your wife comes back online.
Kojo, no! Why did you leave Abeko alone on the bed?
But I had to go and get a new diaper. What must I do next? I beg, quick.
Open the front of the diaper. It's the side that has...
Wow, look, the video freezes again. Abba.
By now, you know where the conversation is going. There's no buffering in real life, so why accept it from your internet connection? Get connected and experience ultra-fast internet to your home, powered by MTN Fiber Broadband. We're there for you, everywhere you go.
Honey, I need to get some...
But I don't have cash on me. Let me get some fuel quickly and let's go.
And how are you going to get the fuel? I thought you said you didn't have cash on you. What is this one?
My Puma card.
All it takes is a card. The Puma card allows you to buy fuel cash-free from all Puma energy filling stations. You can use your Puma card with any Visa points of sale and ATM across the country. The Puma card also works on mobile money. You get amazing discounts when you fill up with your Puma card. So register for free and get your Puma card instantly at any Puma filling station.
And you only got one for yourself, eh?
Yeah, would I have had my piece of mind?
Oh, thank you, honey.
And where are you going?
I'm getting something from the shop real quick. I need to test the card.
Puma card. Cash-free convenience.
We give you nothing but the best. We stay above the rest. More quality, more affordability. Kingdom Books and Stationery. Everybody's going to the one and only shop. Where customer satisfaction is a guarantee. Kingdom Books and Stationery.
Oh yes, with our 30 days credit facility with no interest charge, free delivery services, and our free consultation on setting up your office, Kingdom Books and Stationery is unmatched in our delivery of quality and affordable office essentials, equipment, and furniture.
Experience world-class customer service in all our branches in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Cape Coast, and Takoradi.
Call us on 0302-764-101
or visit our website at www.kingdomgh.com.
Kingdom Books and Stationery, your number one-stop shop for all office essentials and stationery. Terms and conditions apply.
Let us help you bank with the right bank. At First National Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're a digital partner that actually understands your business. Enjoy massive value with our various banking solutions. Get a business check account, a day-to-day transactional account for all businesses from all sectors of the economy. Access our online banking enterprise and bank your way 24/7. Invest with our short or long-term options that enable immediate access to funds. Optimize your cash flow, raise capital, and acquire assets with ease with our lending solutions. Trade with speed, consistency, and innovation with our global payments and forex solutions. With so much value up for grabs, there is no reason not to bank with First National Bank. First National Bank. How can we help you?
Thank you very much, Mr. Evans Manson. I listen to you every day, and I encourage you and thank you for all the educative programs you mount.
So you are live on Joy 99.7 FM. My name is Yvettes Mindset. This is Ghana Connect. Now, this week reminded me of this.
At long last, the battle has ended. And thus, Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever. And as I pointed out at our party conference at Sorbonne, I made it quite clear that from now on today, we must change our attitudes, our minds. We must realize that from now on we are no more a colonial but a free and independent people. And my last warning to you is that you all should stand firm behind us so that we can prove to the world that when the African is given a chance, he can show to the world that he's somebody. We are not waiting. We shall no more go back to sleep anymore. Today, from now on, there is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs.
So are we? So Ghana's first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, as you just heard there, declared on Independence Day, 6th March 1957, among other things that you just listened to, we shall no more go back to sleep anymore. He said the new African is ready to fight his own battle, and prove that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs. Powerful words, right? Well, sorry to break it to you, but after those lofty, inspiring words, we turn to those same imperial powers Nkrumah talked of. And he went to the IMF, not once, not twice, but 16 times. Yes, 16 times. The 16th time just ended, just 2 days ago. And just like Nkrumah, we are once again saying, never again.
The president has declared that this is the 16th one. And never again are we going to do that. And never again are we going to do that. And I think, what transpired last week when we went to the bond market was an indication of the confidence in the economic management team and the resoluteness of where Ghana is going. I can assure you that never again would we go back.
Okay, so do you share in the finance minister's confidence? That's kind of Kenofrata, by the way. And what would it take to stay truly independent from the IMF, for example? I think the best way to do this is to talk from our own personal realities as citizens. Our personal economies make up the bigger economy. And if you can speak to your personal economy, you have a better idea where we're going as a country. We're going to tap into that, just picking the brains of citizens who live a daily life in Ghana, some of them businesses, creative minds, etc., who know this stuff and they've lived it every single day. I wanted to join me as well here on Ghana Connect. Wherever you are tonight, this is how you can join us.
Join us now on Twitter, hashtag Ghana Connect Live, Facebook, Joy 99.7 FM, or send us a WhatsApp on 0244 340 437 and we will call you back. Join the nation's biggest conversation now and connect to authority.
And connecting with me in the studio is Hubert Nana Dixon, is the level 400 student at the University of Ghana studying economics. Hello, hi, how are you doing?
Hello.
I'm sure you're studying all these fantastic theories about economy. I'm sure you've studied about the IMF. the Bretton Woods institutions.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I'm familiar with it.
Yes. But I'm not going to talk theory today. I'm going to talk a lot of your personal life. How is that, reflecting in that? I'm very curious to hear what you have to say, knowing all that you know from the books, all that you heard this week as well. Also connected with me is Bright Akwe. Now, Bright is a Ghanaian satirical artist who employs the domains of popular art, street art, painting, and listen. When the first time he was here, he had stirred some controversy, really, and the Chinese were very, very unhappy with him. In fact, they've written a letter threatening us if we don't withdraw the artwork that he put up. And he was the 2016 recipient of Ghana's Kunyehia Prize for Ghanaian Contemporary Art. Let me go on and on. He was also named one of the top 10 artists in the 2017 Barclays. What do you call it? L'Atelier? Say it for me. Help me.
It's called a L'Atelier.
Okay, I thought I was just, anyway. But thank you for connecting.
Thank you.
He has an art out this week about our economy and the city and Dr. Bawumia, and it's very fascinating stuff. If you've not seen it already, check him out on Facebook. You'll find out what I'm talking about. Also joining us is Yvettes Tete. He's the CEO of agro processing company Pure and Just. Are you pure and just?
Somebody else asked me this question earlier this week, and what am I going to say? Of course,
you are. Okay, We'll find out very soon. Nana Kofi Akwa is notorious on this show. Had not been on this show this year. He's going to join us shortly. He's a photojournalist, an international one, of course. Also has won many recognition. And the thing about him is because he travels across the continent, seen a lot of poor countries and those who've actually done well, he has a very interesting perspective to share. Dr. George Dontha is a development economist and senior research fellow at the Center for Social Policy, University of Ghana. Doc, thank you very much for joining us on Ghana Connect. You will find this very intimidating because we don't like the theories, so we'll see how you navigate your way as far as this is concerned. We'll be connecting to the US and UK to hear from Ghanaians there as well tonight. And so this is a very interesting conversation. Just make sure you're part of it. And the social media pages, as you've heard announced already, mainly WhatsApp 0244340437. Twitter is #Ghana Connect Live. I want to start by just asking all of you to share with me what are your personal realities. There's a lot of positive vibe we've heard from the government this week about the economy is on the right path, and that never again, as we've heard them say. Even let me start with you. You run a business, okay? How is your business? Let's start with that. How is the business doing in this economy?
The business is good. The business is good. But I'll qualify that by saying I was talking to a restaurant owner a few weeks ago, and he asked me, how's business? And I said it's okay. And he said, in this economy, okay is good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that is why it's now good, not okay.
Exactly. So what I would say is that in any business, I'm sure in any country, when you're starting a business, it's tricky. There's so many different things that you need to manage, so many costs, so many challenges. So it's never going to be easy. And I would not want to say that, business is especially hard in Ghana. Mm-hmm. I haven't started a business in another country, so I can't really compare. Mm-hmm. But I would say that there are challenges, but we're making it work. Mm-hmm. I am in an amazing agribusiness sector with other young agripreneurs who have grown up in Ghana, who've come from overseas, and we're making it work. We're doing really interesting things.
Fair to say you're living the Ghanaian dream, if there's anything like that?
Am I? I mean, I think that I have a certain amount of independence and self-determination as a business owner, and I'm really grateful for that. And I think that everyone deserves that, especially every Ghanaian should be able to make decisions for themselves and be economically empowered. So in that sense, yes, living the Ghanaian dream.
You use two words, independent, determination. Can you say same of this country, of this state, of this great nation of yours that you live in? As an individual, you are, but does the state reflect your own independence and self-determination in all that we've done? That's a difficult one, I know.
It's a really tricky one. And I have to say, before I say yes or no, that, in this global economy, no one is truly independent. Even America as a superpower is affected by, what's happening in China, is affected by what's happening on the African continent. I think that we want to be independent. I think we want to be self-determining, and I'm hoping that one day I can say yes with confidence. Right now, I would say that there's a lot of work to do.
There's a lot of work. We'll get into the details. Bright, I saw your artwork this week. Fascinating artwork. And so if you haven't seen, let me try and attempt to describe. You describe it. You did it. So what is it that you see that? Don't go into the meaning yet. Just what you see.
So it's a couple of characters who look like very, very important people.
Okay, that's a good one, because I was going to mention particular names.
No. But all these people, I think, have had some kind of relation with the current economic situation in Ghana.
Okay.
Some would choose to play it on a political tangent, others on a spiritual or religious tangent. But for me, it's just holding up a mirror to all these figureheads and saying,
you're going to the meaning. Let me for those who haven't seen it, I need to describe it.
Oh, okay.
So you have 4 gentlemen, very powerful individuals in society.
Yes.
One of them is a very powerful man of God in this country. And if you look at him, you say it looks like a certain Duncan Williams. Yes, and he's holding the big red cross.
Yes,
right. And then there is somebody who looks like the vice president, who is the chair of the economic management team. Right next to him, the cross is in his left hand, and he has his right hand almost across Dr. Bawumia from the back. Dr. Bawumia looks petrified because he
actually has some sweat on his face.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Actually,
if you zoom in, you see.
Yes, I'm just doing that now.
Sweat.
Oh, yeah, it's true. I see the sweat dripping on his suit, and he has this grey suit, blue tie, I think, blue tie, and a white shirt, and the sweat is dripping on it. And there's a coffin, right? Yeah. There's a coffin that is opened with 1 CD in it, right? 1 CD.
Yeah, 1 CD.
1 CD, and Dr. Bawumia is pointing to the coffin and the CD.
Yes.
Behind Dr. Bawumia, on the shoulder, is somebody who looks like the IGP.
Looks like the IGP.
Yeah. And he has some keys.
Yeah.
Right, keys. And he has his hand on Bawumia's shoulder, right? And then towering above all these 3 characters, is somebody who looked like the late former vice president. Yeah. What's his name again? Emisata. Who is in white. I'm assuming that is depicted as the ghost. Is it a ghost?
Yeah, like a ghost.
Like a ghost. Okay. And he's holding this long sheet like a scroll.
Yes.
And he's pointing to the scroll.
Pointing to what's written on the scroll.
It's
a very long scroll.
Very long scroll.
It's curls down behind everybody.
Yes. Okay. And it's towering above these 3 characters. So what is this, and why did you choose to depict this?
For me, this is my own little spin on what I see going on and what has gone on in the recent past with regards to, like I said, our economic situation and the performance of the Ghanaian currency on the global market.
Yeah.
When I tell these stories, I like to make little references to a lot of other things as well, because I think all these things spice up my narrative and it just makes a very nice picture.
I see. So what is the message you want to communicate with this?
I called it Arose. A small joke on the popular Hearts of Folk song.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about how we need the city to rise. The spiritual figurehead has once asked the nation to pray so that the city will rise. It was a very, very curious statement for me, because I don't know how that is going to work, but it looks like the situation we are in, it could be the only solution we have. That
we pray for it.
Yeah, unless we say, I just say Nyankopon Obemu. Yeah, because like the one faction says the economy is very, very good, everything is on track, and just the next day the other team says everything is wrong. And it looks like it's always going to be that one team always saying we are doing very, very well, we are doing the best we've ever done, and the other team always saying no, nothing is going on well, everything they tell you is lies. So it's me questioning all that, what is really going on.
And the beauty of this is that today we'll try and pronounce our own verdict. Which of these 2 sides that we've heard, the government and the government in waiting, provides us with the best chance possible to truly stay permanently off the IMF for as long as we are alive? Okay, so Nana, here you are, the student, level 400 student, going to school, high school.
Very good.
Very good. I like that. Excited about Ghana?
Well, not really.
Oh, no. Why? I'm deflated. You said school is very good. I thought you were going to give me a very exciting answer. Why? Why that uncertainty?
Well, because I think Ghana can do better.
Okay. What do you mean? Explain.
Especially with our economy, and then with our exchange rate, we can do better.
How is that affecting you as a student, by the way? Your life, your personal life. You look at your life, and what do you say? Well, this is your own personal reality I'm talking about as a student.
Yeah, it has increased my cost of living, and it has affected me in so many ways. A lot of I can't do a lot of stuff that I used to do before.
Okay.
As a result.
Give me a few examples, the nice ones. What you used to do before, like now you can't do anymore.
Can I?
You can. We'll come back to it. Let me bring the only Doc in our midst. Doc, so I asked the question, and I'll start with this difficult one with you because you've heard us say never again this week, right? Do you share in that confidence?
Thank you very much, Evans. I don't think so. I wouldn't say yes. This is not the first time, as you heard. 16 times we have gone. 16 times
we've said never again.
And 16 times we are where we are. Evans, we are not serious.
Yeah, 16 times lucky.
You see, I always sometimes I like working in the night. So during the daytime, if I don't have lectures, I'd rather stay indoors, watch television, and relax. But anytime I hear it is 6 March, in protest to our so-called independence, I go to the office and I work the whole day.
Oh, I see. You're defying what the law says. Yeah. You mustn't work on Independence Day.
I do that every day.
Why?
Ghana, we are not independent. We are too dependent. Evans, we are being told that my dear lady here is a student. We are teaching, right? In no time, she's coming out to be graduate unemployed. Every year, we have as many as 300,000 young ones like her joining the labor force. And as we sit here, our government has ability to employ only 5,000. By the way, government doesn't have any business being business. So I do not subscribe to the idea of government employing. The government must create the enabling environment for the private sector to do well, to employ. And our private sector is not doing well.
Yvette, I'm coming to you on this because you represent the private sector here.
Because of so many issues. Evans, let me end my initial, statements with this. Cocoa, we all know cocoa. Cocoa contributes $115 billion to global GDP. And so at the end of every year, we see cocoa, if we're talking about the global GDP, that is the value of all goods and services produced in every country, all put together. Yeah. And I'm saying that cocoa, as a commodity, contributes $115 billion to the global GDP.
Yeah.
And Ghana supplies 23% of the beans. So that tells you that if we were to share, if we were to get our fair share from the contribution of cocoa to GDP,
let's say the 20-something% of that,
Ghana will be getting around 29 billion. And this economy, we need only $17 billion for the government to manage this economy every year. And so once we get the 17 billion, government can decide not to collect tax, and yet everybody in this economy can live comfortably. Ask me how much we get from cocoa.
How much?
$1.3 billion every year. And we celebrate it. Once we get it, we call it cocoa syndicated loan. Anytime it comes, the value of the CD shows up, and we are happy. We are happy. Interestingly, Belgium, that small country, they don't grow cocoa. They don't have even a cocoa tree. And yet, every year, cocoa contributes $14 billion to their economy.
How is that possible?
Yeah, because they come here to buy your raw beans. They go there and they make fine chocolates with it. And our ladies go there to buy.
Oh. Only ladies as well. There's 2 ladies in the industry in the studio right now. Be very, very careful.
I know, but you see, ladies are very good when it comes to
chocolate. No worry, but I'll get you chocolate. There's and Nana as well.
So you see, sometimes I sit down and I wonder what is happening to Ghana.
Hold your horses. You are in agro-processing, and I guess you use cocoa because for a country like Ghana, this is our salvation really many say lies there in agri because what 70% of us What's the percentage now of people still in doing agri?
Around, it employs about 40%.
40%. Yeah, here we go. And I guess you are a direct employee of that sector because, right? You are.
Yeah.
Right. True. What do you say to what he said there?
I'm so glad that he brought that up, and that's actually something, that reality of Ghanaians and Ghana not being able to really make the most of the resources we have is something that really frustrates me and something that drives me every day. And and he made a specific point, which is that most of the value is being created and being kept overseas. And that is a problem both of strategy and also of narrative. As he was mentioning, it's very easy for us to sell the raw product and kind of be comfortable with that because there's a very direct income. But when we do that, when we sell the raw product without creating, a branded product, without doing value added, we're losing the narrative, and we're also losing money. So basically what I'm saying is that what I think is really important is to generate more of the value here in country, the financial value, but also that narrative value, that identity value. For me, what drives me in my business, and I have a brand called is Yvettes Farm, and it was really important for me.
Tell us about that. What is that?
So Yvettes Farm is a dried fruit brand. We're all about natural, delicious fruit and taking our world-class Ghanaian fruits.
You grow it yourself?
I have farmers that we work with. Originally, I wanted to be a farmer, and then I realized that's probably not the most helpful way to be a part of the agricultural, agribusiness journey and development in Ghana. Because we have farmers. As we were mentioning, agricultural sector employs a lot of people, but what we don't have is the value chain development. We don't have players further down the line of the value chain.
So yeah, you're talking about what you do. I mean, and you add value, do you?
Yes.
How exactly?
So what we do is that we take the fresh fruit, which has value in itself, but what we do is make it last longer. We package it in a certain way. We sell it. We connect the farmers to the market, and we're selling a product that, is last longer, is tasty, but also helps the whole agriculture system more than just being, money that you get from the farm.
I see. So in your own small way, you're trying to do what Doc just suggested there.
Exactly.
Is that what it is?
Exactly. Yeah. And actually, I can't tell you how many companies from overseas have reached out to my company and said, oh, we love what you're doing. We want to support Ghana. Give us your dried fruit and we'll put our label on it. We'll package it and we'll sell it in our countries. And I've actually resisted and said no, because we have both the creative capacity and the physical capacity to do that value addition here in Ghana and to sell not only overseas but to ourselves as well and to other countries on the continent. I mean, there's definitely an important place for selling overseas, but I think when we have control of the narrative, of the image, of the identity of the brand, we also have more value, more money here at home that we can use for economic empowerment, for self-determination and independence.
But I thought you would probably jump at the opportunity to go global.
I'd love to go global in the way that I choose to.
Not when somebody dictating how you do it.
Exactly. I always say this, that foreign companies are really well-intentioned, but I personally don't want to be that smiling African face on the website that is actually not being
and your face would be real good. Wow, man. That will really sell it.
I mean, I love to be on websites and on billboards, but, for my own reasons.
Yeah. But so Bright, this is the thing that struck me about what she said there. So as an individual, she's resisting the international powers, because all this week I've heard both the NDC people government and MPP government say, oh, a lot of things that we went through is international shocks. How do you call it?
External vulnerability.
Thank you very much. External vulnerability. A lot of it this week. My head is aching. So they say that as an excuse for our solid state. And it's like, it's enough. But you hear Yvette, a young lady says, same external powers come and say, listen, we're going to take it global. But to do that, take off your brand, we'll put our brand on it, and we'll give you an extent. And he says, no, I'm going to do it myself, right? Your creative, satirical mind. Why can't we do the same? When Nkrumah says, if you give us opportunity, we can manage our own affairs. We're going to show the world that we can do it. Why can't we, when they come and want to dictate to us, why can't we do what Yvette is doing in her own little corner and say, no, thank you very much, we'll do it ourselves?
I can't. I don't think I can answer for those in those positions, but I'll just assume the kind of pressure Yvette receives or has received for her project, they must receive multiples of it, and so they can't resist it. You know, because I know for a fact those corporations don't just won't just come with an offer that just ends there. I'm sure there would be some manipulations in there where if you don't accept their offers, they are going to maybe twist your arm in some other areas, you know, and so maybe they cannot resist it. But personally, I don't think I can answer for them.
Okay, so but what can you answer for yourself as an individual watching the scene generally? And knowing what goes on?
Definitely, I think we need more Yvette mindset in those spaces, because I know I've been following what she's doing. She's been doing for a long time, and I know the product, and like I see it, and I see how well she's doing and all. And I think it's just like a small part of the cocoa thing. Just take the cocoa. I mean, there are several other resources that should help make Ghana the country that we know it can be. You know, so what will I even say? I think we just need people who are willing to take the long road.
Okay.
I'm sure when those opportunities come or those offers come, they offer certain kind of short-term reliefs. And you know our people, most of them are only interested in the next election. How can I leverage on this thing and do something for sure so that next 4 years or next 2 years I can be re-elected and maintain my position of power? I think some of these things are the things that guide our people's thinking, because if they are looking at the long haul, how can I really do this thing well so that in the end everyone benefits, including myself? They'll be taking better decisions.
Nana, what do you make of this? I mean, this our inability to be truly independent. We are not. I mean, we're saying this week again, never again. First of all, you share in the confidence that they've expressed this week that never again will we go back to the IMF.
No, I don't. I don't.
Tell me why.
I think it's essentially a matter of fiscal prudence. I think in order to depend solely on our resources, we should be able to we should be able to spend what we earn.
Cut your quota according to your side.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
You think we are not cutting our quota according to your side?
No. Our economy is an import-dependent economy. And so I think we should have more import substituting companies.
I mean, but you see, but that's the thing, right? I mean, I've been hearing this since before Nkrumah, right? We know that, we know it. The president has, this week, we've said it again. Dr. Bamia said it. We are cutting, so we want to export more. We are changing the Godesbeck economy. We have to change the Godes. We've been saying this for years and decades, and we why can't we just implement? He's level 400. He's saying it. We've been taught this since primary school that we have to export more.
In the 70s, in the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, so it sounds very simple. Why can't you do that simple thing? That export. What is it?
Genuinely, we are not committed to the development of the country. Genuinely. You know, most of these people who parade as politicians go there not for the good of the country. They go there not for the development of the country. They go there for their pockets. They all have their own personal ambition. So let me enter politics. In the next 5 years, I should get this. In the next 5 years, I should own this. That's what takes them to politics. It's not so much about where to take Ghana to. And that is why these things that seem so simple, we are just walking around it.
So can I just add that we have to change our mindset?
Good.
Yes. And
as a people?
Yes.
Or as leaders?
As a
people and people leaders.
Okay.
As people leaders.
What comes first? The people first?
The people first.
The people first, the leadership
comes
from the
people. The people make up the economy. So as a people, we need to change our mindsets and then work harder.
I mean, it sounds very simple again. You know what I mean? Okay, but right, I want to bring you in here. Yeah. So he mentions the politicians simply going there to pursue their own. Yes, please.
Something. I wanted to end something. So I'm saying these are the very first question you ask whether or no we are not going back again, I'm just making reference to the early 1980s when things were really very bad then. So
I was born in 83. I was told the story about hunger.
We had to subscribe to economic recovery programs, and over the 7 years that we were under the two programs, structural adjustment and economic recovery program, we appeared very strong. We were, the shining star of Africa. We did so well. But just as they left us to our feet, when they left us to manage things in our own way, we went astray.
That is what has happened the last 16 times we've been to
exactly. But
when they are here, things are good. And then immediately go.
So I'm trying to bring in a very significant thing. Then in the around 1999, we all saw that what happened to this country. So 2002, we went for another one that became known as HIPIC.
Yes.
Right. And if you look back to our history, during the ERP structural adjustment era and then HIPIC era, these were the two periods in our economic history that Ghanaian economy did so well. And so we never thought we were going back. Before we went HIPIC, our debt to GDP ratio was 182%. And anytime your debt to GDP ratio is over 70%, it means you are in debt crisis. Your economy is collapsed. And so when we went there, we left there with the debt to GDP ratio of 32%.
Now we are back to close to 60.
But 2015, we were already moving to 71, and that is why we got to the extended credit facility. Now we've come just below the 70%, and what is an indication that we are not going there again. For the past 3.5 years or so that we've been under extended credit facility program, you could see that the economy has started recovering. And so I ask myself, we do well under control. When they leave us, we go wayward. And that is why I have...
Now I'm going to ask a very diabolical question based on his analysis, right? We do well under control, right? And a famous story is told that by the time when we were independence, our foreign reserve was very good.
Yes,
very good. You tell me. You've read it. You've read it.
I know that
and within a few, we reloaded it completely, and we become too negative.
A huge sum. In fact, I can't really remember the sum.
But a huge sum.
Yes.
In fact, it was about $400 million US dollars at the time. And today's value, if you discount it to today's value, is about $200 billion.
So that is
how much we had.
So that is what our colonial masters left us.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay. And you've made a very important point. I'm coming to you with a diabolical question. So your analysis show that when we go under control, like colonialism, like IMF, like all the things, we do well. They leave us to our fate. Nkrumah says we can manage our own affairs. We show we can't. They come back. They hold our hands. We jump out. They leave us. We go back. So bright. Isn't it obvious then that maybe we should just...
No.
But I haven't asked the question.
Yeah, but I
you know what I'm going to ask.
Your face, and I know where you're going.
So what am I going to ask? What was I going to ask?
Do we need them to
permanently control?
No.
Isn't that what we need?
No, it would look like it, but no, because when they take over like that, it's not just the economy. There are a whole lot of other issues that we would need checking, because like I said, it's not just about the economy. So no, we definitely don't need that. So we just need people. I won't even say leaders, because I haven't seen any leader in a while, but we need people who are maybe strict enough or dedicated enough to go by those same principles of maybe accountability and cross-checking figures and spendings and all those things.
I say we need a dictator.
Not a dictator.
But what?
We just need somebody who can read the law as 1 + 1 is 2 and interpret it that way. Not say...
but that's what they told Nana is.
That's what we've been told he is. Yeah. In fact, that was one of the reasons why I was rooting for him and his team when they wanted the power. And
have you changed your mind now?
Well, my thing is not. I'm not like a fanatic.
So you are not on autopilot.
No. Okay. When I give you my trust, you need to do something for me to. I need to justify it. Okay. So
have they justified in 2 years?
Definitely not. Maybe they are waiting for the last year so they can do something flamboyant to get. We know how our people do the politic thing. So maybe they are waiting, but. like back to your question, I just think we need people who will be able to, our own people who will be able to go by the strict rules as those foreign guides would have done.
So we've shown we can't do it.
No, we can do it. We are just not willing to, or maybe we don't want to yet.
So who will make us want to?
Can I answer?
Maybe Yvette can. Maybe Yvette knows someone.
It's a very difficult thing to analyze. I mean, we 16 times, right?
Yeah.
Each time we say never
We'll
again.
keep trying. We'll keep trying.
Okay,
We'll definitely
Yvette.
find someone.
You know, sometimes I hesitate to add my opinion because I didn't grow up in Ghana and I'm a returnee, and I feel that...
You grew up in the States?
I grew up partly in the States, partly in the UK, partly in South Africa, a little bit all over.
Then Ghana Connect is a place for you. Draw on those experiences and share with me.
I will. But what I wanted to say was that sometimes I hesitate to add my opinion, but as somebody who's been in the States and been in the UK, I've seen that people, and I'll say specifically white people, but you know, non-black, but especially white people, do not have the interests of Africans at heart. They are not interested in our development. Even if we look at, you know, when the governments, foreign governments are saying, oh, we really want Africa to become the breadbasket of the world, we really want to support their development. Partly, A, it's within the agenda of preventing migrants going over to their countries, A.
True.
And B, it's, you know, even if you look at what they're saying, we want Ghana, we want Africa to be the breadbasket. We are in a position of supplying, but we're in a base position. It's not an empowered position. So I really am concerned when
Whose fault is it?
Well, you know, it's not that we need to be in control. We need to take control, but we also have to be aware of the realities and the historical realities and the present realities. And I think one of our number one issues I often hear people talking about is education, right? Are we educated? Are we trained? Are we empowered to think critically, to think deeply, to think with intention and strategy? You know, maybe it is our problem as Ghanaians that we don't have the will, that we don't push forward, that we don't believe.
You see all the things you said we should think and do. Try that in Ghana. You're too known.
It's true.
You're bright, am I lying? You're too known. You
are too loud.
You're too loud. You'll victimize you because you speak in your mind and you're standing for the truth. We seem to glorify those who want to do the bad things. In Ghana, the mediocre sells.
It's true, and it's very concerning. But, you know, everyone knows that everyone thinks that somebody who speaks up is too known. So we know that what the problem is. And everyone and their best friend complains about our education system. So we know what the issue is. And so once we know what the issue is, we know, okay, let's change it. Let's improve our education. Let's get people to think critically, to think independently, to think interestingly, if nothing else.
Yeah, okay, so let's come back to ourselves as a people. We've talked about leaders. So I think there's agreement that our leaders have failed us. What it is that
they're failing us?
They're failing us.
Yeah.
Okay. You agree with that, Nana? They are failing us. Have failed us.
Failing, I would say.
Failing us. Okay.
Yes.
So if we can't rely on our leaders, can we rely on ourselves? And so let's come back to the question about not returning to the IMF. To do that, you said we need to export more. We need to eat what we grow, as they say.
Yes.
Consume local, buy made in Ghana, etc. However,
diversify.
And so, Yvette, I'll come back to you again on this. You are into agro-processing. You, in terms of real products that you sell on the market, what are these? Apart from the dried fruits that you sell, what else?
We're just focusing on dried fruit.
Dried fruits, okay. But then you have competition from elsewhere, like foreign stuff, right? Coming in as well. How are you faring? I'm talking about Ghanaian taste for the foreign, right? For everything foreign. How are you surviving with the competition that you have from imported stuff?
Well, firstly, when we talk about dried fruit, let me tell you how much work we had to do just to get people to taste the product. And that goes somewhere to telling you how much our educational system has failed us in terms of trying new things. I mean, I'll take my product and I'm like, hey, this is dried mango. Would you like to try some? And somebody's looking at it and they're like,
I feel very guilty. Yes, I must confess.
You haven't tried it?
I must confess. I was with you in WA on this European Union GIZ thing. And one of them, one of my fantastic German friends, handed me your product to taste. And I took it out of courtesy and being polite.
Yeah.
And I nibbled. and I held on to the rest. I wanted to throw it away.
Why?
But I didn't know how to, do it without offending him. But I see your point. That's me saying I'm guilty right there. But isn't that our problem? Because if you multiply me by the million, a lot of us don't have the taste for what we locally do.
It's okay not to have the taste for something. What's not okay is not to be willing to try it.
Okay.
And, I'm talking about education as failing as well. But, of course, there is a responsibility in each person, in each Ghanaian, to be willing to try something new. And that's when I become frustrated. And I'm like, why won't you just try this? I don't understand. You know what the base product is? Pineapple. You've eaten pineapple in your life before. All we've done is take the water out. Why aren't you trying it?
Yeah.
But to people's credits, once they try it, they like it, and then we're good.
But I will go to a restaurant and buy lasagna, right? You know what I mean? But so let's come back to that, right, Nana? So ourselves as a people, aren't we really the problem? And I think you touched on that. So if we're going to stay out of the IMF permanently, it really boils down to us. The vice president, the finance minister says, let's eat more kinky. I know we teased him for eating kinky after celebrating, right? But there's a bigger message there about if we do that and buy hair product, for example, and instead of the guy who is importing it, isn't that how we ultimately then consume our own stuff and then get to produce more, and then we can also start exporting?
Yeah, certainly. That's the way forward, I believe.
So do we have a justification to complain then as a people? We point at the other leaders, but when the real problem is us. You disagree?
Yes. I think we should add more value to our products. Is your question like, say, chocolate or cocoa? Can you come with your question again?
Yeah, I mean, so chocolate or cocoa, again, right?
Yes.
CPC produces fantastic chocolate,
Okay.
right? But when we go to the shelves, we're not looking for cocoa processing company cocoa. We are looking for the foreign branded. In fact, there's a chocolate branded Ghana, and you go to the shelves. When was the last time you bought a CPC cocoa chocolate?
I don't really.
So when you go to visit your girlfriend, and you take the 20 CD one they sell in the street, what do you think? Bright, tell me honestly. And you buy the nicely packaged one from Sainsbury's. Or name it, whatever it is, and it's nicely packaged and it's foreign and it's nicely written. The two, which one will your girlfriend feel more proud of accepting and thinking you've already thought of her? I'm asking Bright because Bright is a guy, so
yeah, I'm a guy, but this is a big question because I don't have a girlfriend. But the last time I gave someone chocolates was from Selassie Atadika.
Okay,
Midunu chocolates, which is Yvette knows her, made in Ghana in her studio kitchen. Just at Tesano here.
Yeah.
And personally, I wouldn't buy anybody imported chocolate. When I give people things, I like to give them something that is very, very memorable.
Yeah.
And those who have received gifts from me will tell you.
You're very indigenous and local.
Yes.
Nana has something to say quickly. Nana, yes.
Well, I was just going to say that it boils down to variety. I consume Ghanaian chocolates and then foreign chocolates because sometimes I just want chocolate with granules or chocolate with biscuits, right? Or sometimes I just want plain chocolate.
You can find a locally made one with yes, right.
Let me shamefully plug Midunu here. She has a lot of that and even chocolate with prekese.
Really?
Yes, so you definitely need to try that.
But therein lies another problem. Right, so we have all these fantastic things, and I discovered it with you in WA. The great stuff, people are making great stuff in Ghana, but nobody knows about them. Yes. And so they multiply for the ability to expand that, to then leverage on it to grow economy isn't there. Meanwhile, this guy who's sitting in London, whatever, can't compare to the quality here. But
Yvette mentioned a point earlier that, and I think
Doc
as well. We don't expect the government to do everything. The least they can do is create the environment so that
have they created environment
so that private people can step in and do the work. When Selassie was at the Ghana Standard Authority to register her chocolate, have them tested and registered, I was on WhatsApp with her the whole day from morning to evening. She couldn't even get the process to go through. And that is just one step in getting her product out there. After going through those legal processes, then she can now confidently go on to branding and advertising and all those things. So is that enabling environment being created by the state and the state institutions? It's a question I would throw back. Because without that, she can't
break through. Yvette, and I'll come to you, Doc. Let Doc, and I'll come to you.
I was listening to Yvette, and he appeared to be suggesting that we should train students who have with critical mindset and those kind of things. I want to tell her that we train. I mean, our students are among the best in the world. I'm telling you.
But
everywhere we go, we do very well. Students that we have trained here, they compete with students everywhere. And we have very good.
So why are we seeing?
Yeah. So I'll come to that. Evans, currently as we speak, United States of America has over 3,000 universities, isn't it? And our own University of Ghana is ranked among the 1,000 best in the world, which means that University of Ghana is better than over 2,000 universities in US, right? And so we
I'm going to answer. My question to you is that. My question is, and so what?
Yeah. And
so what is in? How has that reflected in?
The problem is structural. Maybe time will not allow us, and I want to also say that we cannot also shift all the blame on the leaders. We are part of the problem. Everybody is part of the problem.
Which is the bigger problem?
If we don't see
all the leaders,
maybe them, because we have given them power to create the enabling environment that we talked about. So let me use one example: interest rate. Now we have one district, one factory. Fantastic policy, I tell you. All the depreciation issues, all the import issue, all the export issues that we're talking about. If one district, one factory works, we are out there. Yeah, but is it going to work? Because now, as we speak, they've registered over 200, factories or companies, and funding has become a problem because of interest rate issue. In Ghana, let's say we have two students, one in US and one in Ghana. They all completed school at the same year. Okay, currently as we speak, average lending rate hovers around 25%. And so if the Ghanaian goes to bank to take a loan, let me say 100 million Ghana cedis to set up a company. At the end of every year, he's supposed to pay 25 million to the banks. And so about 4 years, this person should have paid all the 100 million he borrowed back to the banks. And the next 5 years, if let me say about the fourth year, if money is not coming in, and it's not easy that you set up a company today and the next 4 years you are getting so much. And so by the next 4 years, if you don't get so much, you go to Insabom. Now, let's compare another one who was trained and had the same knowledge in US. Lending rate today over there hovers around 4%. And so, after 4 years, he would have spent only 16 million servicing the loan and will be left with over 84 million to still work with. But Ghana, that's not the situation.
So you're making the argument about people say if Mark Zuckerberg was in Ghana, he wouldn't have been.
Our system.
So it's structural.
So
it's the environment.
The environment. And so that's what we need to all forge ahead in unison to work.
You had a point.
There's so many points there. My point about the education and training is I definitely don't dispute the fact that we have good students, but being good at school, being good at passing tests, being good at memorization is not the same as being critically thinking, and it's not the same as, being able to really generate ideas and move the country forward, or even move yourself forward. So that's the number one issue that I have. And as somebody who employs people, I see it. I employ graduate students, and they're excellent. They have a great, for the most part, great work ethic, and they're good people, but the level at which they are able to do admin work on the computers, strategy is not the same as people who I've seen overseas. That's just the reality.
Okay. Quick question go around and then we end this. Bright. So you've heard the government and the government in waiting this week, both expressing their views on the economy, etc. Do you have faith in what you've heard this week that both of them are capable or permanently keeping us away from going back to the IMF?
No. And it's my general idea on everything else. Maybe it's some utopian dream, but my thing is, if the country is supposed to win, if Ghana is ultimately supposed to be the winner in all this, And there is a group of people here who claim they have the solution, and another group of people on this side who also claim they have the solution. Why don't these two groups just come together and work so that Ghana would win? Why does it have to be my group did it? Yeah. We need the glory.
Isn't that
my group?
Yeah.
That is for me.
You have faith in any of these two, the government currently and the government in waiting, keeping us from going back to the IMF?
Well, I believe we need to have an action plan and then stick to it.
Do any of them inspire you though?
No.
No. Okay. Doc, wanna do any of them inspire you?
That's why I started by saying that we have quite a number of challenges with the economy. And if
did they inspire? Yes or no?
I mean, let's say halfway.
Let's see social media. What are people saying on social media?
Okay, I just said, how can we have sustained production and industrialization when, for example, we do not have sustained power, water, and gas? High import duties, for example, means inputs are expensive, and it's consequent high production. When cost of production is cheaper outside, then importation is inevitable. And that's from Acha. This one says, I'm almost confused as a Ghanaian. In one breath we are told that we can make it, in another breath we are told that we have to go to the IMF. Someone help us. This one says, saying never again to the IMF should not be an empty rhetoric. God bless Ghana. That's from Berma in Jenejene. And one final one here says, the lady is speaking the truth. The white man does not think of us. Our leaders need to wipe up the colonial mentality. And that's from Brew in Chicago.
Nana, thank you very much. Bright, grateful to have you, Yvette. Doc, thank you very much for connecting. My name is Yvettes Mindset.
Thank you.